It's me, Lifespiller79. A bunch of PS1 games. I can just walk in and out of thrift store. Hello gamers, it's me, Lifespiller79. It's my show. Glad to be back, man. Gamers, it's me, Lifespiller79. This is my show. Glad to be back to do another video. If you like this video, make sure you like it, comment, and subscribe. This time around, I wanted to talk about impulse purchases. I know that when I look at my collection, consoles, items, games, toys, whatever, special editions, collector items, collector editions, just countless amounts of things that I've purchased over the years of not only doing this channel, but just collecting in general. There may have been just moments where I look back and said, I think I kind of did an impulse purchase there. Or I guess in the back of my head, I thought, I don't want to pass this deal up because it seemed like a deal at the time. And that may have been the case. Sometimes it was and sometimes it wasn't. And it was just crazy because when I got certain items, I just thought to myself, this is a deal. But not really having the particular item I'm going to talk about today, I really didn't have that much knowledge about. The first game, or the first thing that I wanted to talk about, was the original Xbox. Now, when I originally purchased this, I had no knowledge of an Xbox as far as the games that went along with it, what to expect with the system, how heavy it was, how it would function, the control system, none of that. And I just went on Craigslist one day and I saw it for a certain amount of dollars, and the knowledge that I had was just more of the bargaining aspect. But the thing was, when I got there, it was a Craigslist deal, and when I got there, I just got it for like $35, and I purchased it, and I had a few set of games that went along with it, but really had no full knowledge of what I had in my hands. I mean, over the years, I've begun to understand the wealth, or I begin to have a little bit of knowledge about the power behind the system, the gigs and stuff like that. Like just recently, I found out that you can actually use it as a DVD player, because I thought it was kind of odd that the PS2 could use a DVD player. But what's crazy is that you actually need like this little chip or device in order to do so. So see, there was so much stuff that I just didn't go in and learn, and it helped me for later on purchases, but I ended up getting a deal from the same guy the very next day, because what happened was, it was a guy that was trying to get rid of his collection. And so he was just trying to get rid of all this stuff, and because he was trying to save up money to go on a trip. He was going out of town with his wife to be, and so I ended up making another purchase for him, and it was a even more bigger purchase, more money, and I really did not have knowledge whatsoever about it. And it was a Sega CD. I had vast knowledge about the Sega system, or Sega Genesis, even the Master System. I really didn't have no knowledge about the 32X or the Sega CD and how this thing actually even functioned or worked. But the impulse side of me saw it and was thinking, oh, this may be a rare item, or hey, this may be an item that'll go up in value one day. And you know, the guy told me a few of the games actually had some price, and there was some that were pricey. So I bought the whole thing as a bulk for $80, and it was like, I had the money to do so, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But then at the same time, I still haven't played none of the games. I haven't been able to play the Sega CD, and here it is, right here. One of my biggest prize items, probably one of the biggest consoles that I spent money for, because let's see, besides like the last gen, the PS3 and 360, That's probably one of the biggest items. You know, my Super Nintendo, I spent like, when I first got that like several years ago, I bought it for like $70, but I got like 9 games with it. You know, I had Super Mario World, Mario Kart. I think I had Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong. So I had a lot of classic titles that were just more in value. I actually had 2 Super Mario All Stars, the Player's Choice and the regular version. I mean, I had tons and tons of games. So that Super Nintendo, I had vast knowledge and understanding of all the attributes and all that it had to offer, but I had no knowledge whatsoever about the Sega CD. And these were the games that came along with it. Was it Cillipede? Was one of them. Soccer 94. What's this? Kids Kids Site. Lodestar, The Legend of Tully. I actually had 2 Jurassic Parks, but I traded off one to a fellow YouTuber a couple years ago. Ground Zero, which it had no case to it. It just had this disc. In the original case, the top part broke off. Was it Revenge of Vengeance? Dracula Unleashed. Eternal Champions. The Heart of the Alien Out of This World Parts 1 and 2. Let's see. Thunderstrike. Wirehead. The Bouncers or Bouncers. Let's see. Midnight Raiders. Computer Interactive Encyclopedia. And last but not least, Prize Fighter. It doesn't have a book to it, but here it is. There's Spine. And what's crazy is that I have this vast library of games. Some, I've checked them. Some are actually, if I sold them off, I would actually pay the price that I paid for it. But what's really crazy is that what really makes this an impulse purchase is that I've never been able to play it. And reason why is because there's a shortage in the Sega CD. When I made attempts, the first time I got it, I tried to load it up, and I just thought, because of I had to look it up on YouTube, and the plug-in aspect of everything was so complicated, I just left it alone. I left it alone for a long time, just until recently I tried to plug it in again. I had all the plugs right, because you got two plugs that come with it. Then you gotta use different AV cords from your Sega Genesis and for the Sega CD, and nobody told me that it was going to be this complicated in order to plug in a device and try to get a console to work. And so I just thought it was so absurd. But yeah, found out it had a fuse. One of the YouTubers that I spoke with, he was like, yeah, it definitely has a fuse. You can fix it, but it's just one of those crazy things. So pretty much I'm sitting on $80 on my shelf that I never even put to use. So tell me what your impulse purchases are. Which ones are where you just at the spur of the moment thought you were doing yourself a favor by adding certain games, consoles, toys, special items to your gaming collection, and then turn around, it may have been a bust, or maybe you didn't know what treasure you were sitting on at the time. Other than that, like, subscribe, and leave comments to this video. I'm Lifespiller79, and I'm out.